Hey guys, what's up? My name's 87elock and today I'm bringing you guys a new video. Now as you guys can see, this is a lot different than what I normally do. Since it's not Call of Duty or Titanfall in the background, it's actually Madden 25, which I actually don't think I've ever brought to you on my channel until today. So the reason I have Madden 25 is I actually want to talk about the new Madden game that is actually coming out, so Madden NFL 15. And I just wanted to talk about it just because I'm going to be getting it. I think it's August 26th it comes out. I want to talk about all the new things that are going to be in it and, you know, just my opinions on each of the new things, I guess. So the features that I'm going to be talking about is the enhanced graphics, obviously, the improved presentation, that like the way the game shows itself, the new way that they're going to be play calling that they've announced, the all new tackling mechanics, the 2.0 player sense, the 2.0 war in the trenches, and lastly the new variety of catches you can make and the inaccuracy of the passes for once in Madden, since you kind of pass it where you're pointing, I guess. So yeah, let's get right into the first one, which is going to be the enhanced graphics. Alright, so for the first thing, like I said, the enhanced graphics, I want to talk about how this Madden's obviously going to be the best looking Madden there is to date. So first of all, it's Madden 15 is going to be the one that's coming out for the new Xbox One PS4 system, like first, and then they're toning it down for the Xbox 360, obviously. So what they're able to do with this, they're able to use the new, better graphics that are in the Xbox One and the PS4, and make it better, obviously. So three of the things they've announced is they're going to increase or improve, I should say, the lighting. They're gonna increase the detail. It's gonna have a lot richer detail in it, and it's also going to have 3D grass, which I don't know. Those are the three big things they've actually said. So first of all, with the improved lighting, it says the Madden NFL team reworked the game exposure system to create better lighting and colors in all weather conditions. So that's saying if there's a thunderstorm out, which I don't know if you actually can play in a thunderstorm, to be honest, but if there is, you're gonna see the lightning, the flashes in the background, you're gonna see everything. If it's sunny, you're gonna see the glare on your actual screen, just because they'll see the glare, you're gonna see the glare. That's how it's gonna work. And if it's raining, you're gonna see the dampness on is that the word, the dampness on the other players, like how wet they are and how the light is gleaming off them. So I think that's more of a realistic thing that they're bringing. I think that's kind of important, and so I don't know, that's why I think it's gonna just look a bit better, because I've always liked it, but obviously they can make it look better. Then the next thing is the richer detail. What they're saying is heavy improvements have been made to make the player and coach likeness thanks to the player scanning. Upgrades have been made to player and coach heads, as well as Colin Kaepernick's tattoos. So what they're saying is that they're going to actually be able to show every detail of a player. So for example, it said Colin Kaepernick's tattoos. So you're going to be able to see the quarterback for the 49ers. You're going to be able to see the tattoos he has all over his arms, which is actually pretty sick, because I'm sure you can see them in other games, but they're obviously not going to be really high definition, where in this game you can probably even be able to tell what they are. It's going to be really good. And so that's one thing I'm looking forward to, because I've always been fascinated in the definition in these games. So I think that's actually pretty cool how we're going to be able to see them for who they really are, I guess that means. And lastly, it's just they're talking about having 3D grass, which I think is cool, because say you're playing on I'm pretty sure it's a Patriots field where they have two different colors of grass. You can actually see the clear difference between them. I think that's going to be really cool. So yeah, so that's pretty much everything, talking about the enhanced details and all that. So let's move on to our next topic. Alright guys, so next we're going to be talking about the new presentation and how they're going to present the next game. So what I actually think is really cool is this, obviously this one's the next one I think is really cool, is what they're saying is they're going to have real life scoreboards. Now why would that, or jumbotrons, I guess, scoreboards, jumbotrons, same thing. So, well, why does that matter? So, say you're on Seahawks field. I just said because I'm a Redskins fan, but Seahawks are probably, I'm pretty sure they're the loudest team in terms of fans in the NFL. So you're gonna see on the jumbotron, if it cuts to a little thing, you're gonna see "Get Louder," things like that, touchdown Seahawks, all that. So I think it's really cool how they can do that in kind of like real time. So it's kind of, that's pretty cool. And it's going to be identical to the one that would actually be at their stadium. So that's something I find really cool. Next is how there's going to be obviously commentary improvements. There is in every Madden game, and this one they're saying they have recorded 80 hours of commentary. Of new commentary, I should say, play-by-play. So I think that's really cool, and it's gonna be like smoother. It's gonna be more cohesive, I guess, and it's gonna really call out all the action that's on the field. And then lastly, this one's not too long. They have a bunch of things, but not that I really want to get into. So they're gonna have pre-game and halftime shows like they always do, but they're just supposed to be really improved in this, and it's also gonna have the better graphics when they're doing it. And so during the halftime, they're just gonna say all the big all the big plays that have happened in that game. And then finally, the last thing in terms of presentation is they're gonna have player spotlight montages. Now I'm gonna read what they said about this. It says, new broadcast banners and montages tell dynamic stories about how players are performing, making every game feel fresh. If a quarterback like Colin Kaepernick or Robert Griffin III, is making big plays with their legs, gamers may see a montage of some of their biggest runs. If a pass rush is making life difficult on an opposing quarterback, you might see a few of their biggest plays. It's all about telling a story. So what it's saying is, for example, I'm playing with the Redskins, and I take a run with RG3 to the outside. So, that's a normal thing I do. For example, I do it a couple times in this gameplay. I'm not using the Redskins, I'm using the Dolphins, and I'm against the Eagles or something like that. But yeah, so I just run a lot with the quarterback, so I think it's going to be really cool seeing all like the bigger plays I end up doing. I think that's just going to be awesome. So I'm really looking forward to this. I know they do it a little bit in the older Maddens, and I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if it's in this one. I'm pretty sure it is, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to be excited to see all these when I'm running a lot with RG3. So yeah, that's about it for presentation. That's one of the things I'm really excited for. So next, let's get into our next topic. Alright guys, so the next thing that I'm going to be talking about is the new play calling system. Now, I've always been a fan of actually picking my plays in Madden. In this, I don't do it a lot. I actually use a lot of audibles in this game. But I always like picking the plays because I know exactly what I want to do. So what they're doing in this new Madden is how they're changing it is they're doing three things that they're saying is they're going to be able to call plays with confidence. They're saying another one's called knowledge is power, and the last one is it's kind of hard to say. It's like concept of what you want to do. So for example, you want to run it to the outside. I'll start with the concept one. You want to run it to the outside. It's gonna give you the best plays so you can use your speed to run it to the outside. Now you're thinking that's good. Well, obviously, because now you can beat that end by using a certain play that you might not have thought of using. So that's a big thing. The next one I'm gonna go with is called plays with confidence. Now the reason I like this one is it's because it's gonna actually use like real life situations. So say you're in your 3rd and 10. You're on 3rd down, you have 10 to go, and you need a pet play. They're going to think, okay, well, in real life, the Seahawks would line up with a 4 wide receiver formation, so that's what we're going to try right here. So they give you all the ones you can use in that situation, and then they're going to end up giving you better suggestions than, I guess, the Ask Madden feature. I think that's better. I've never really used the Ask Madden. I kind of just sometimes game flow it when I'm not like feeling picking a play, which is what I did in this game, as you can obviously see. So, that's gonna make a big difference. It's gonna let you use a lot more plays. Now the last one, which I think is really helpful, it's called the knowledge is power one, and this is the one that it tracks how often you're using certain plays. So say I use the say I'm just going to use a triple option play. It's going to see how many times I use that play, and it's going to find the best situation for when I should use that play again. So say I've used it 3 times in the game, and it finds a situation where their defense is lined up not very good, so it's going to tell me to use it. Well, isn't that more helpful for you? Because if you do that, like what's the bad thing that can happen, right? It's helping you to be a better player. So that's why I think that's gonna be really helpful. And it's also gonna have the thing. It's called the previous play widget, and it shows how well the plays that you're using are being executed. So if I run that option, I get 20 yards. It's gonna find another situation where I might need a long yardage run, and it's gonna help me get it using that play. So let's move on to the next topic, because that's pretty much all there is for this one. So yeah. So the next big thing I have to talk about is the new tackling mechanics in the game. So there's gonna be like 4 different types of tackles you can do in this game. There's gonna be the aggressive tackle, the conservative tackle, the precision tackle, and then the thing that they're calling the tackle cone. What the tackle cone is when you're close enough to someone that you can make a tackle, you're gonna click a button and it's gonna try and make that tackle for you, if that makes sense. But it wants it done in a way so it's gonna go on a bunch of different factors showing player ratings, so say your guy has a better evasive thing, getting away from tackles, is stronger, then I might not be able to get him down. So that's the trouble with the tackle cone. But that one you can actually turn on and off. It's kind of like a free tackle option. It's kind of like the extra feature. Now the next one's the conservative tackle. That's the one where it's it's user controlled defenders can now you can tackle them, and instead of diving out at them or doing whatever, you're just gonna put him on the ground where he is. So that's you haven't always been able to do that in Madden, so it's a bit of a bigger deal. Now my favorite type of tackle is the aggressive tackle. Now this has been in a lot of Maddens. It's the one where you're either diving or using the hit stick. So when you're diving, you're obviously hitting with a bit of force, and when you're using the hit stick, you're also hitting with a lot of force. If you're trying to go for a fumble, then you're probably going to use the hit stick. If not, you're probably going to I don't know how to explain it. One sec. As you can see here, this is where I run a lot with quarterbacks. But anyways, yeah, 3 rushes and 53 yards. But anyways, so for the aggressive tackle, you're going to be able to use your hit stick tackle, which is probably my favorite. It's obviously the one that I use the most. But the only thing that's bad about it is if you miss your guy stumbles, he falls over, he's not in the play. With, say, the conservative tackle, if you miss the guy, then you can get back in the play, maybe make the tackle a bit more downfield instead of it leading to a touchdown. So I think it's important to decide which one you want to use and when you want to use it. But it's cool that you're going to actually have a choice for once, instead of always using the hit stick or always using the not very good tackling mechanics. So lastly is the precision tackle. It's kind of the tackle where it's going to be hard or conservative depending on where you're hitting the guy and how you're hitting him. So if you're hitting him head on where the ball is, and you're running, say he's running on an angle, and you're gonna meet him right at a certain point and you're hitting him, you're gonna hit him really hard. But say you meet him maybe a bit behind him or something like that, it's not gonna be as hard of a hit. Obviously, it's gonna be a shorter hit. So, or not shorter, but less not as strong hit, I should be saying. So that's the one where it's really going to make a difference between causing a fumble and obviously not causing a fumble, I guess. So that's what, I don't know. It's going to be really good in this new game. I think the tackling is going to make a big deal, and yeah, I'm just really excited for it. So that's pretty much the new tackling mechanics. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the new Player Sense 2.0. What it is it's going to I don't know, it's going to improve the CPU aspect of the game, or the computer aspect of the game, I should say. So the zone and man coverage are going to be improved, the AI of players that you're not using are going to be improved, and also they're gonna change this thing I'll talk about after. So first I'm going to talk about the zone and man coverage, which I'm happy about because I'll use a man coverage game. Oh, and this is why I make the game a bit interesting, by the way. I'm not being an idiot, I do this purposely. But anyways, so this is crap. So I don't know, I'm just watching myself fail there. But anyways, the zone and man coverage is, I don't know, in real Madden I play right now, Madden 25, it's not that good. I'll pick man coverage and the guys won't be covered, which is obviously not that good. So I'm actually happy that there's not going to be it's going to be a lot easier to play, and there's not going to be any like route abuse. Like for example, I use the curl almost like every game I play against my friend. That's one of my only plays I'll use, because honestly, in my opinion, that's one of the best audible plays in the game. So I use that against him, and it works, right? That's, you use what works, you might as well. So in this new Madden, you're not going to be able to do that. If they see you're doing that, the AI is going to say, okay, well, we can't let him do that anymore, and they're going to cover it better. So, you know, that's what's going to, like, in the end, probably screw me up a little bit, but whatever. So the next thing is it's called the real AI, and what it is they're showing, like, they're making quarterbacks and running backs on the other team have like more human aspects. Like, so it's like you're playing against a really skilled user. So for example, quarterbacks will take off running one more when they don't see a when they don't see anyone open, they're gonna take off running. Same with running back. If they see a hole, they're gonna take it right away. Now, in this game now, you might see a little bit of hesitation, or you might see it be a bit screwy, but they're trying to fix it in the next Madden, which is good. And finally, the thing that I've honestly never seen this in Madden, but they say it's supposed to happen a lot more in the new Madden, is the computer is gonna fake snap a little more. Like, I've never had it happen to me, but I think it's pretty cool that they're gonna do it in this game. Now, so that's about, you know, it for the new player sense. So next, let's get to the war in the trenches, and I'll be right back with it. Alright guys, so next is the war in the trenches. Now this is pretty much talking about like defensive line to offensive line. That's what it's talking about. So what it says is they're gonna have a bunch more pre-play fidgets. So each like group, so linebackers and defensive linemen are gonna have different things they do before the ball snap. Then there's gonna be a power pass rush, a finesse pass rush, and then there's gonna be something that's off the line. So for the pre-play fidgets, what it's just saying is that before the ball snapped, linebackers are gonna do a certain thing. The defensive linemen are gonna do a certain thing. Like, they're gonna get down in the stance. They're gonna do something. So I don't know. I just think that's like a cool thing that it's just not gonna be like screwy. I don't know. So the next thing is called the power pass rush. Now what it is it's making it so that if you have Julius Peppers on your team, for example, you're going to be able to get through faster and better because they're more powerful. Where and with the finesse, it's more like if they aren't like the best people. So for example, I'm gonna use Brian Arakipo. I love him, but he's not one of like the better linebackers. I'm pretty sure he's the linebacker, but he lines up in the lineman position. So he's the ones that are gonna be able to just break away, while like say Julius Peppers uses a power, pushes through. Arakipo is gonna just use finesse. He's gonna get through using speed and using different types of moves. So I think that's cool, compared to how some people can just like not be very responsive when they're trying to get past someone. They're just stuck there doing nothing. So I think that's a a bigger deal. And then finally, the off the line is saying, like, say you get one of your really good pass rushers. So Von Miller, he's a good pass rusher, for example. Now he's gonna go through the line a lot faster because he's a fast player. He's gonna go through, he's gonna jump through the line, and he'll make it to the quarterback before they have a chance to get rid of the ball. So he'll use speed rush moves instead of power rush moves. When, say, you have a power lineman, he's gonna use all his power to get through the line instead of being fast, because he's obviously not as fast, and it's gonna lead to, I guess, less offside penalties, because I get a bunch of them when it's not even me, which is kind of screwy, but I don't know, it's just going to lead to a lot less of them. So, that juke right there, that was pretty cute. You guys all saw that. That was pretty good. But anyways, so that's pretty much it for the players. So, anyways, I have to get on to this last one, so I'll be back. Alright, so the last thing we need to talk about is how there's actually going to be inaccurate passes in this new Madden, and that there's going to be different varieties you can catch the ball in. So I got to do this quickly because I'm going to run out of time. But first of all, inaccurate passes, it means that instead of having the passes that are supposed to be inaccurate but they're bad, but they're perfect, and they're going to have like regular passes that are actually like decent, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. They're gonna miss sometimes now instead of being perfect every time. So that's a big thing. And it's going to make a difference whether they're short, mid, or long, and it's going to make a difference whether you have, Eli Manning or Peyton Manning, it's obviously going to show something different. So that's one of the big things. And lastly, there's going to be over 50 different types of catches. 50. So, for example, Calvin Johnson Jr. is going to do them all, and other people won't. But so that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know, I liked it. It's pretty long, but yeah, I'm just showing you guys how I did with Tannehill. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will talk to you guys later, and if you did enjoy, leave a like, comment if you have any questions about the new Madden or want to add me on Xbox. I'll let you know my gamer tag, and last but not least, subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys later.